Now, for many of you watching around the world, from the UK to Australia and all parts in between, your first experience of a racing kart may have been on a Rotax Max kart with a Rotax Max engine, whether that's Micromax all the way up to senior Rotax karts. The man that knows all about it joins me, Daryl Smith. You've been the test driver for Rotax for many a year. Just tell me how you got into it, what your history was, and the journey from, I think it was been 16 years ago, to where we are now.
Yeah, basically I joined Rotax in 2003, previously having driven 100cc karts, and became their official test and development driver. And therefore it's progressed from there to where we are today, where a lot of it is customer support and being at the races to just generally help the customers.
And karting generally, I think, worldwide has gone through a bit of a slump, obviously, with the economies around the world suffering. Certainly going back, sort of that started probably sort of 7-8 years ago. And it's still not recovered to where it was sort of 8 to 10 years ago. But for some classes, and particularly the Rotax classes at Super 1 here this year, they are recovering. Now, last year, we had no entries for senior Rotax last year. We were struggling a lot. What do you make of what Super 1 has done specifically for Rotax this year? We've got 71 drivers here at the opening round for senior Rotax. Plenty of drivers in the other classes as well, the junior classes. 90 have registered for Rotax this year. Compare that to 0 last year. It's an amazing story. What do you make of it?
A lot of changes happening. The sport itself has changed over the years, and we've had a bit of a lull in the numbers in all categories, not just in, and Rotax has also been in that situation. I think, getting back to your question, you know, it's certainly increased at the Super 1 here. I think a 2-day format has certainly helped, shortened up the amount of time people are away from their work and school, for that matter. So that's certainly helped. I think the equality of the engines now is very good compared to what we used to be like. We worked very hard over the winter and the last couple of years on that. So those two factors alone have seen a turnaround. I think the general perception of Rotax has changed because of those two things alone. So, yeah, the numbers have increased, and also from the organisers' point of view, and JAG, our distributor, our partner of Rotax, have turned things around a little bit with the customer support to offer that support even further for this year.
Yeah, and I know in the UK, JAG were at the forefront of offering a 6-month warranty, which Rotax themselves then extended worldwide. And I know John at JAG is trying to promote, in the UK at least, he's sort of offering a 12-month warranty as well. A lot of that is to do with these new Evo parts. And for those that don't know anything about that, the Evo engines have made the sport, particularly where the Rotax classes are concerned, a lot more level playing field. The argument going back over, before it came in last year, was that there was such a disparity, there were differences in the engines. Now we don't seem to be getting that argument now. The drivers seem a lot happier, and as you say, the 2-day format, along with the fact that the drivers are seeing very level performance in the with the Evo kit. What changed with the Evo kit? What is it that was changed to make the engines more competitive?
In the beginning, when we had quite a trial period, even though we had a good engine, we wanted to improve it, and it came down to the cylinder was one of the main areas. There was quite a parity, that we had to improve on. So that was, I'd say, the main objective there. Also, our on the ECU side of things, we had to get that correct, our electrical area. But I think, just coming back to it, I think the cylinder area in all classes, we improved that out, and that made a big difference. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've spoken to a lot of people who are very happy with the kit now. They're not saying, well, we have to spend £20,000 to buy a great engine. They're very happy with the engine standard. Well, I'll just have a quick look at this kart here. Now, this is not relevant for the UK at the moment, Micromax. But for many of you watching on YouTube, you may be racing these karts around the world in your country, and this is one of the more successful karts, isn't it? A Micromax engine, standard sort of engine that we'd use here in Minimax and Junior Max, but what's the difference here between a Junior and a Minimax engine?
Basically, the displacement is the same, 125cc. we have certain restrictors, such as in the exhaust system, and a different exhaust to reduce the power. Because with the kids, being from say 7 years of age to 10 or 11 years of age, we want to reduce the power to make it safe, and smaller radiator, as you can see on the right side, to fit in with the smaller category. But generally, just making the class structure safe and affordable, and a little bit lower in performance horsepower than what the everyday, like you said, Minimax or Junior category. We run smaller tyres as well. So yeah, that's basically it when it comes to the Micromax. A nice little category. It's they run forever. They're a good class. RPM is down, the revs on the engine. So yeah, it's a good class.
Okay, and now I like to say, for those of you around the world watching, this is the greatest national karting championship in the world, bar none. I know some of you like to argue with me, especially you Australians. They always like to argue. But with 301 entries this weekend, what do you make of the whole atmosphere? I mean, it's like a sort of top-level car racing championship round here. If you look at the motorhomes and the team awnings are absolutely huge. What do you make of it as somebody that obviously travels the world, sees championships all around the world? I say this is the greatest national karting championship in the world. I'm not sure whether you can agree with me, because you don't want to not upset anybody in the other countries, but what do you make of it?
Look, this year we've done a bit of travelling, and we've seen the category grow up and up. It's been a pleasure to see, actually. 200 entries in last weekend in Italy, 200 in Argentina the other week. Come here and see such a huge field of Rotax racing, and I believe probably one of the most competitive classes of racing in Rotax racing for sure in the world. It's a home of motorsport in the UK here. It's a fantastic event. Coming here and seeing what's in place, all the competitors, as you said, the motorhomes, the teams, it's huge. It's fantastic. So it's really nice to be here.
Race 2 on the day was Minimax. This is the grand final. Grid positions look like this. I can tell you, Jed Murphy on the 69 car, he's taken a chance on slicks. He's the only driver on slicks, and it's still raining. The commentary for this one is by Chris McCarthy and Jake Sanson, the live radio commentary recorded on the day.
It's a cracker from the race leader, Miles Barthorpe. They tiptoed their way through the chicane. That's a perfect textbook getaway from Barthorpe. And unfortunately, Jed Murphy at the back of the field on those slicks. Not the greatest decision.
No, track far too wet, and not enough time for it to dry out, and there's no sunshine either on the track, so well, there we go.
A couple of places being lost in the middle of the field there. Is that Charlie Knight going backwards in the 43?
Oh, and Marcus Littlewood almost thought he was going to challenge for the lead early doors, and he's going to be side by side on the exit of the first hairpin. Marcus Littlewood here trying to go for the lead, and to the outside, that's Max Edmondson in third place. And let's try and pick up who that is in fourth. That's Sean Cuss, I think, in fourth place it is. Then it's to 27 of Archie Kitchen.
Littlewood goes for the lead! Oh, Marcus, no! Marcus, that was never going to happen. In a month of Sundays, and two more clatter into him. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Littlewood went for broke on Barthorpe.
And someone's picked up a bent axle there, definitely.
Well, that was never going to happen, unfortunately. It looks to me as though Charlie Knight got caught up in that one. So too did Alexander Hughes. And I think we lost...
I think Charlie Knight's going for the pits.
Charlie Knight's going for the pits. That is a disaster. Marcus Littlewood just decided maybe I can go for the lead after all. But it was never, ever, ever on. And he now finds himself down at the back.
I think potentially he may have outbraked himself and thought, I'm going to have to just go for it.
Yeah, possibly. What a shame.
What happened.
Well, I was starting to think that the spirit of Senna really would live on around the circuit there, going for the lead.
Not today.
Not this time. Well, certainly, he's still got time. I mean, he's in 11th position as he comes across the line. If he hasn't got damage, then he should be able to start picking them off one by one if he's got good grip.
He's lining up.
Machi Himera, the first one. There he goes. That's straight into 10th place.
Well, he's going to be driving out of his skin.
And it's going to be 9th, is it? Yes, it is. Littlewood's coming straight back into this. He's not done yet, folks. Meanwhile, Barthorpe is struggling with Edmondson.
And Edmondson going for the lead.
This is going to be the move Littlewood should have got done. Now Edmondson's through into the lead. So Barthorpe has almost got every single win in the board. But, of course, Edmondson took one off him yesterday. So let's see if he can make it 2 out of 2.
2-all.
Will it be 2-all this time? Or is there going to be a hard charge from Marcus Littlewood?
Now, Jed Murphy, just to give you an idea, he's done a 1:30. He did a 1:31 on the first lap.
Right.
And the leaders did 1:18s.
Well, from Jed Murphy's point of view, the rain has got to stop now. It's got to stop now and then hope that the circuit suddenly dries. I don't think that's going to happen. It's still raining quite consistently. But hey, they gambled. He needed to gamble. That was the only way he was going to win. So, not a bad decision in terms of the gutsiness of it.
You only live once.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was never really going to happen on this particular occasion. It's 50-50,
All right,
and unfortunately, he didn't get the heads.
Now Max Edmondson is pulling away, and at the moment, Miles Barthorpe is under a lot of pressure here.
Now, how's Littlewood getting? Oh, he's up another few places. Littlewood's now up to 7th. Make that 6th.
Good move, that.
Oh, beautifully done. Littlewood's up to 6th position now, or 7th place, sorry, because he's there on behind the 34 of Ellis Paleo, who's got himself up into P6. Third behind our 2 leaders, by the way, is Jack Finch. Great work from him. Sean Cuss is 4th. Then it is Charlie Knight, then Paleo, and then Littlewood. Problems for Kitching.
Yeah, Jack Finch up from 12th on the grid. So Jack Finch going along very, very well. And to give you an idea, Jack Finch qualified 11th yesterday. He scored in the first heat. Jack Finch finished in 11th place, and in the second heat he finished 14th place. So this by far his best performance.
When he started 12th in this one, and he's now up to 3rd.
His best performance has been in 11th place. At the moment, he's on the podium.
Superb work for Jack Finch. He is going absolutely beautifully. Not on by accident either. He's completely worked for it.
It's been similar fortunes for Sean Cuss as well. He started 8th in the earlier final, finished 6th, and now he's got a chance of a podium. So everyone taking advantage of the mistakes made, well, of course, with the incident which involved Marcus Littlewood, who, let's see where he is now. He's up to 7th, and he's chasing down Knight and Paleo, is that?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Charlie Knight and Ellis Paleo battling away for position. Bit of a long, wide line from Knight.
Change for 3rd is there. Sean Cuss, I thought he was going to make a move on Jack Finch.
Well, Finch runs a little bit deep, but that's fine.
And here we go.
Line. Is he going to hold it to the inside line? No, he thinks better of it. He's got a long way to go, don't forget, 7 minutes.
Oh, and a mistake there from Finch, and he runs wide in the chicane, and there you go, open the door.
Yep, that's why he didn't go for the overtaking move, because he basically put the guy in front, Jack Finch, under pressure, let him make the mistake and picked up the place anyway. Good work there from Sean Cuss to intimidate and put himself in the right position. He's up to 3rd. Finch has not lost a lot, though. He's still there in 4th position, and this is a good drive from both of them.
He might settle down now, Jack Finch, as well. Now he's behind. Oh, and that said, he makes a mistake at the last corner, runs wide, but he just needs to calm his nerves.
Fastest lap, Sean Cuss. Look at that, a 1:17.07.
Sean Cuss is absolutely flying.
Oh, did you see the tank slapper from Finch, though, as they came under the bridge? The back end sliding sideways to the right rather than the left. So he was lucky to catch that. Good driving, though, from Finch. He clearly seems to be much more comfortable in the wet conditions than he has been in the dry over the course of the weekend. So Finch getting an awful lot of grip out of the kart. Sean Cuss likewise. Interestingly, Barthorpe just doesn't seem to have the same sort of grip as Edmondson in these slippery conditions. He just hasn't quite got the overall pace. Littlewood is starting to put Charlie Knight under pressure because Ellis Paleo has got past him and he's up into 5th place. Paleo's going well as well. He's another driver who's just doing so well in the wet. Cuss is up 3.
Well, he started last place.
Yeah, Cuss is up 3. Finch is up 8. Paleo started dead last in 14th. He's up 9 places now. Charlie Knight is up 7. So amazingly, the big names, such as Archie Kitching and Brodie Trehorn, they're the ones who've got caught out. Gornell's only 8th. Littlewood's only 7th.
Yeah, Ellis Paleo actually disqualified from the first final, but he didn't have the best of runs yesterday anyway, so he's doing a fantastic job. Up 9 places, biggest mover on the track as we go across the line. Edmondson's lead 2 seconds, and then it's about 1.8 seconds back to Sean Cuss, who still has the fastest lap of the race.
Edmondson looks back just to check how far Miles Barthorpe is away as Kitching tries to make the move on Hamera. And Archie Kitching is one who's just gone backwards through this field. He's now in 11th place.
Was he caught up? He was caught up in that incident, I believe, wasn't he, at the start? So that's why he's down there. But still,
he was in about 6th position at one point, so he's just going backwards.
He hasn't got the pace either. So, and there goes a move from Littlewood down at hairpin 1, and that's on Charlie Knight, and that is.
Knight gets him back again, but Knight goes off on the grass. So Littlewood needs to get himself right back in there as Paleo is going for Finch. Paleo goes for Finch into the second hairpin, doesn't get the move done, but that's a state of intent now. The man to watch, though, is Sean Cuss. He's chipping away at Miles Barthorpe. That would be an amazing result if Barthorpe, the man who's won 2 races this weekend already, gets beaten by Sean Cuss, who started in the top 6, but he's been struggling all weekend to be on the pace. If Cuss can get Barthorpe, that would be a great result.
Yeah, get a podium. That would be awesome.
But if
spin!
Out of the final turn, that's Edmondson! Edmondson from the lead! Edmondson spins out of the final turn and drops back to 3rd. It's going to be 5th by the time he gets to turn 1.
Oh, when he turns in on Jack Finch.
Turns in on Finch, who's now up to 4th place. Oh dear, so now Barthorpe is leading, Cuss is 2nd, but Edmondson dropped the ball in the final turn.
What a mistake to make, and hands the lead back to Mark.
And now it's a battle for 3rd position. There's 3 of them at it as they come over the
off
hill.
The bridge, and that is Miles Barthorpe. Is it losing 2 places there?
No, that's Edmondson in 3rd. Having to defend
making
from
a
Finch
place,
and Paleo. So Paleo tried to get the way past both of them. Paleo now might have a chance to get past Finch on the undercut. Littlewood, meanwhile, clatters his way eventually alongside, but not quite past Charlie Knight.
Well, now Sean Cuss has a chance to take a win.
If he can keep up with Barthorpe, it's on. There is a chance to make it happen. He is catching him. He's chipping away a few tenths of a second per lap.
Oh, he's just gained 4 tenths through the 2nd sector alone.
Oh my goodness. This could be a victory for Sean Cuss if he just keeps up the pace. Barthorpe under pressure here because now it's him who could drop the ball. Edmondson has already done that, so Barthorpe has got to be careful. But Cuss, this is pure pace. He's catching him. Barthorpe is not going to have this easy at all.
There's Jed Murphy pulling over to allow them through.
Oh dear, plenty of wheel spin. Oh, now this could be a problem because Murphy's right in the middle of the track and Cuss is there.
Oh dear.
Well, that's held him up a little bit, but how much? The gap is down to 1.4.
More than a little bit, I'd say.
That's really hampered Cuss's progress. I mean, he's still there, but that's going to make things tougher. With 2.5 plus 1 lap to go, Sean Cuss genuinely with a chance to win this now. Down the back straight, Barthorpe is being so hesitant into the hairpins though. Cuss is just going all aggression.
6 tenths was the damage of that delay at turn 1 for Sean Cuss.
Well, plus however faster he would have been in the 1st sector anyway, of course.
Yeah, that's very true.
Now, Barthorpe is going very tentatively through the hairpins. Cuss is just attacking them. From his point of view, he's had a really tough weekend at the office. 6th position in race 1 was fortunate, but now he's got a brilliant kart underneath him and he's going at it. 24.41 compared to 24.06. Cuss is catching him.
Yeah, Max Edmondson still doing all right. He's still on a podium position, but obviously not going to be happy with himself, having spun there at the last corner, but we've still got a battle on for the victory, and the race is still far from over as we exit the last corner. In terms of the championship, Barthorpe currently leading by 10 points over Edmondson. Then it's Kitching, Gornall, Littlewood, Cuss, Knight, Trehorn, Hughes and Wazin.
Cuss is still chipping away at Barthorpe. This is not done yet. Edmondson's really struggling for grip through the Litchfield Bridge. That is really tricky. Got a kart right out sideways. He was taking a few tips from Peter Solberg through there. That was a little bit rallycross for a moment. Into the pits, by the way, has come Alexander Hughes. His race has ended. I didn't notice that one. Apologies. The Hughes race ended about the same time as Brodie Trehorn's did. Let's see how Littlewood is getting on.
Sean Cuss on this lap is absolutely flying.
Now Littlewood has finally got past Knight and then just runs wide again, so those two continuing to swap positions, but Cuss is definitely taking it to Barthorpe. 0.3 of a second quicker in the 1st split. Through the 2nd split, it's visually ridiculously close now, and Cuss just knows that Barthorpe has got it all to do. He takes another 0.3 of a second out of him in the 2nd split. This is Sean Cuss with nothing to lose, going for broke. What if he wins it?
2 laps to go, and he's got a genuine chance of a victory here, and Miles Barthorpe may not even fight him too hard, considering how well he's gone this weekend. Out the last corner, the gap was 1.5 seconds. Let's check what it is as they come across the line.
It's less than that
it's
now. I think it's less than a
second.
second. Yes, 0.75, a 1:16.6 from Cuss.
New fastest lap for Sean Cuss in 2nd place.
Here we go. Barthorpe's a little bit wayward through 3. Cuss is just reeling him in now. But from Barthorpe's point of view, even if Cuss gets past him, it doesn't matter too much in terms of the championship fight, because Barthorpe would still be leading the championship with Edmondson behind him. I
was going to say, Sean Cuss's 6th place in the final one was his best result of the weekend so far.
Barthorpe's really struggling through those hairpins. It's a matter of when rather than if Sean Cuss challenges him now. They're running out of time.
Barthorpe running
0
wide.
seconds.
Barthorpe running wide at hairpin 2, and
it's
here
the
we go.
penultimate lap. If I'm Sean Cuss, I'd wait for a clear moment. Look, Barthorpe is defending like crazy. Cuss very nearly clatters into him as they come off of their chicane. This is going to be the final lap coming up, but Barthorpe is hanging on to this race win by a thread at the moment. Sean Cuss definitely faster, definitely going to get an opportunity. The question is, how clean can the move be?
Out of the Mike Wilson complex we go. Okay, just one corner and a lap. And Sean Cuss, where and when is he going to make
slides
his
out of
move?
the final corner. This could be the chance as they go into the final lap. Sean Cuss is going to be right there to go for the move. Barthorpe holds his line through the first corner. Through turn 2, Sean Cuss is going for it into 3, is he? No, Barthorpe, look, defending to the inside, but that's not necessarily to cross the line.
Sean Cuss pulled wide. Can he get the run onto the Litchfield Bridge? No, not quite.
Hairpin 2. I reckon that's where he's going to get his chance. Hairpin 2.
Well, he's not got the best of runs over the bridge there, and it's.
But he makes up so much time under the brakes for hairpin 1. That's when he could set him up. Barthorpe, look, he's so tentative on the brakes, Barthorpe. Cuss might get a good line out of here and start to reel him in. Look, he's going to set him up potentially.
I don't know if he's
not quite close enough,
though. I think
though.
he just may have lost too much time over the bridge there, but
Barthorpe goes wide.
There we go.
Cuss is going to have a chance, maybe into Bobby Game corner. Hang back a moment. Watch what Barthorpe does. Try and get him on the undercut. Hang back a moment. Out of the right-hander. Barthorpe's going to defend and cover the Bobby Game corner. He's going to miss his chance there. The checkered flag is ready. Dan Ashton to wave it. It's going to be a tough.
Oh, and there he goes
He
up
goes
the
for
inside.
move. Cuss is there on the inside. Is he? Barthorpe.
Oh, just doesn't get it. He might get the run to the last corner, but I think Barthorpe's just about done enough.
Is this going to be Barthorpe for the victory, or can Cuss get him to the line? I think Barthorpe's just going to hang on to it. Barthorpe gets the win from Cuss. Oh, Sean Cuss, so close. But second place, very worthy drive indeed. Third position for Max Edmondson. Fourth for Ellis Palaio. What a drive from dead last for Palaio. Then it is Jack Finch from Marcus Littlewood. Charlie Knight in 7th. Sam Gornell, Callum Voisin. Machi Hamera comes home in 10th place. A disaster in every possible respect for Archie Kitching, coming home in 11th place. And Jed Murphy on the slick tyres with 12th position and a lap adrift of the rest of the field. So Archie Kitching, effectively without Jed Murphy being on slicks, would be dead last, unfortunately, which is a real shame from his point of view. But Miles Barthorpe hanging on. Sean Cuss, he's definitely learnt a lot from that one, and to be fair, it's been a cracking race weekend and a great finish to it for Sean Cuss.
Not quite as good as the commentators might have thought at the time in post-race scrutineering. Cuss, Littlewood and Voisin get penalties for front fairings detached. Finch a 5-second penalty for being out of formation at the start.
Miles, a fantastic weekend, your first weekend at Super 1 in Minimax. Talk us through the weekend.
It went perfect, really. I thought I did really well for the first round for Super 1. I thought I did the best I could, so that's it.
And you dealt with the dry and the wet in equal measure. It must have been really tough as the weekend went through.
Yeah, it was, seeing the rain on the visor, thinking it was soaking, but it really wasn't. But I got along with it.
More of the same through the season?
Hopefully, yes.
Fantastic job. Well done, Miles.
Thank you.
3 points off the maximum for Miles Barthorpe after the weekend. He leads going to round 2 from Edmondson, Kitching, Gornell and Marcus Littlewood. Every driver apart from one was a rookie in that race. Coming up in part 3, it's Rotax 177. Last year's champion Chris Thomas had it all his own way at every round in 2017. But this class is already looking more competitive this year.